Today is Monday, August 22nd, 2011, and this is the DragonCharts Daily Stock Pick video for the Indian Stock Exchange. This is the first of our daily videos, which will not only provide you with specific stocks that are exhibiting technical patterns for potential buy entry, but also teaches you how to use the DragonScan stock screener in order to master the DragonCharts trading strategy taught in our stock trading success course. Before looking for individual stocks, let's begin by taking a look at the Nifty Bs, traded on the National Stock Exchange, which is an ETF proxy of the benchmark Nifty Index. To do so, we go to the Self-Serve tab of the screener, and we select for the country India, and then we select for exchange, National Stock Exchange, and we leave all the other items unchecked. If anything's checked, we uncheck it. And then we hit the Scan Now button. And you'll see the wheel spinning here. And now we have a list of all the stocks on the National Stock Exchange because we didn't have any filters. So we get all the stocks right here. And they're alphabetical, so we'll just look for Nifty right here. Nifty Benchmark Exchange Traded Fund. And then we simply click on the name of the stock to open up the chart. You'll notice that the default view is 9 months right here, but we can change the view by clicking on any of these buttons. Here's our 6-month view, a 3-month view, 1 month, 10-day, or we could look at 1 year or even a 3-year view. But the default is 9 months. First of all, looking at the 9-month view, you will notice right away we can draw a horizontal line here to indicate that Nifty Index has just recently broken through a major level of horizontal price support, as indicated by this black line that you see right here. Now, basic technical analysis tells us that a prior level of support becomes a new level of resistance after the support is broken. So this was prior support, now it's going to act as resistance on any rally. However, even though the index has broken down below support and done so on big volume, what's important to look at is the longer term time frame. Looking at longer term trends always gives us a better indication of what the big picture is. Here you can see the short term break, or I should say intermediate term break of support, but looking at the 3-year chart, notice that index for the Nifty is actually coming into a major level of horizontal price support going all the way back to early 2010. Now, the longer that a horizontal level of support or resistance has been in place, the more significant that generally will be. So, although we broke one level of support, we're coming into another one that could be even more significant. As you can see here, Indian stocks have basically been in a downtrend since November of 2010. You can see the downtrend right there. The good news is that the benchmark Nifty Index may find support right near its current level and may soon provide us with low-risk buying opportunities for new trade entries. Without the DragonScan stock screener, determining which stocks to buy when the Nifty Index starts to show strength again would take a lot of time because it would involve looking at thousands of stock charts one by one. But you're very lucky right now because the timing is such that we've just launched the DragonScan stock screener, and now you have a way to very quickly and easily identify which Indian stocks are showing the most relative strength to the overall market. For example, stocks that have been moving sideways or even higher, even as the Nifty Index has been selling off, are likely to be the first stocks to surge higher when the Nifty Index and the broad market eventually stabilizes. So these will be the stocks that are exhibiting early signs of possible leadership. And that's what we'll look for and try to identify right now using the stock screener. So we'll close this window and we'll scroll back up to the top. And there's 2 tabs here, Self-Serve and DragonScans. Now, if the overall market was in an uptrend, the easiest way to find the strongest stocks would be to do a search for a relative strength breakout or a pullback, which you can see here. However, these pre-programmed formulas that we use for these automated screens are calculated in such a way that there will be minimal or no results found in a weak market simply due to the lack of breakouts or uptrending stocks pulling back to support. However, the trend reversal scan that you see right here is designed to find stocks that are reversing out of long-term downtrends and forming a base and maybe entering into new uptrends. So let's see what this scan turns out. Again, for country, we'll select India. And we can select an exchange, either National Stock Exchange or Bombay Stock Exchange, or we leave it on all and we can scan both exchanges. And if we wanted to select an index, if we wanted to limit our results to within a specific index, we could, but let's just leave that blank as well. So all exchanges, all indexes. Now I do like to use a minimum average daily volume to make sure that we're not trading illiquid stocks. So let's look at a real low minimum average volume of 50,000 shares a day. And maximum volume, we can go all the way up to the maximum. And now we hit the Scan Now button. And if we scroll down, we will see that one stock was returned on the trend reversal scan. It's Sun Gold. We click on the name of the stock and we'll get a chart. And let's take a look at what we have here. Looking at the 3-year chart, we'll see that the stock has been in a trading range. But one thing that's interesting here is notice that if we look here on the 3-year chart, the stock is actually about ready to break out above a prior high from earlier in 2011. You can see right there. And looking at the shorter term chart, let's say our 6-month chart, we can see that horizontal line right there. But most importantly, notice that the stock has actually been trending sideways to higher, even as the Nifty index and most of the stock market has been trending lower. This stock has been trending higher. And we have higher volume coming in, which indicates institutional buying interest. So with this pattern, we like Sun Gold for potential buy entry right above the high of this 4-day high. We can see here the high is 25.65. Up here we always see the high, the low, the close, and the open. So 25.65 is the high. So a rally above the 25.65 level, above the 4-day high, would be our buy entry. Now for more flexibility, let's go back to the self-serve scans by clicking on this tab right here. Again, we'll select India, and this time we'll select National Stock Exchange. Now in a weak stock market, a very quick and easy way to find the stocks with the most relative strength is by using what I call our relative strength ranking, which you see on the bottom here. Now note that this is not the RSI indicator. Rather, our relative strength filter gives us a percentage ranking from 1% to 100% and indicates how strong the stock is relative to every other stock in the exchange. So the stock is simply being compared to other stocks in the exchange. So therefore, stocks with a relative strength ranking of, let's say, 90 to 100 would be among the top 10% of the strongest stocks in the exchange. So that's what we'll do. Let's go ahead and select the checkbox here and do a relative strength ranking from 90 to 100. That'll show us the strongest stocks. Now if we were looking for stocks to sell short, we could actually do 0 to 30 or 0 to 40%, and that would show us the weakest stocks. But 90 to 100, and then we can apply a minimum price and volume filter, which I like to use. We'll do a minimum average daily volume of 50,000 shares and a minimum price of 100 rupees. Now that's optional. You can uncheck these boxes, and then it would return everything without the price and the volume considerations. Now we hit the Scan Now button. And we can see we get a list here of about, looks like about 25 stocks with a high relative strength ranking. And then I like to sort them by clicking on the column header here. We'll sort them by the highest relative strength ranking down to the lowest. And we'll start by clicking on the first stock. This is AP Paper. Now notice that there was a big gap up back in April, which is probably due to some news or an acquisition, and the stock has been sideways since then. So it shows up as a high relative strength ranking because of that, but it's not something that we'd necessarily be interested in because of the news. Now if we don't alter the chart in any way, if we don't change the time frame or annotate it, then we can simply hit the space bar and go to the next stock. But if we change the stock, then we hit this button that says Enable Space Through, and then we can hit the space bar on the keyboard and simply and quickly go through and look at each chart by hitting the space key. Now this one looks really nice here. This is Quality Dairy. Notice how the stock has been holding above its 20-day exponential moving average, the pink line. It's been acting perfectly as support. The stock has just broken out above horizontal price resistance. You can see right here. The price resistance from April and May has now become new support. And that's what we mentioned earlier. When a stock breaks out above resistance, that resistance becomes support. So it went above that, now it's holding. And now we like this stock for potential buy entry on a rally above the high of its base of consolidation. So that would be right above this price of 3 days ago, would be the high of 3 days ago. So if we clear out our trend lines there, we can see that high is 170.7 for potential buy entry. So put this on your radar screen as a stock to buy if it gets above that price. Definitely looking good. Looking at the next stock, we've got IFB Agro Industries. Notice how the stock has broken out on high volume, which indicates institutional buying interest, big volume here. And the stock is just entering into a new uptrend, brand new uptrend. So even as the market's getting killed, notice how this stock's marching steadily higher. We like this stock for potential buy entry on a pullback to the 20-day exponential moving average. The first touch of this 20-day EMA, presently around the 130 level, is a low-risk buy entry. Here we have Gujarat Fluorochemicals. Again, notice how been holding strong as the market's been weak. This stock has been holding near its highs, holding its 20-day exponential moving average and above its 50-day. This is a stock, again, that we would buy as a potential breakout above this base of consolidation that you see right here. So above the high of 4 days ago, which would be a price of 507.60. So I'm not going to go through all the stocks right now, although we will every day look at different stocks. But you get the idea, and you can see that very quickly and easily by clicking on these stocks with a RS ranking of greater than 90. We're looking at the strongest stocks in the Indian market, stocks that are sideways or even trending higher, even as the broad market has been going lower. We saved ourselves hours of time by finding all these strong stocks. For those of you who already have brokerage accounts and you'd like to export the results of your scan, again, you just hit the download CSV button right here, and you can export into Excel and then import it into your trading platform for a list of stocks that meet your criteria to put on your watch list. These should be the stocks on your watch list as the strongest stocks that are showing early leadership and relative strength. These should be the first stocks to surge higher when the broad market eventually does, and as I mentioned, the Nifty Index is coming into support. In tomorrow's daily stock pick video, we will do a follow-up to the stocks that we looked at today to see how they performed, and we'll also see if anything comes across our radar screen for potential buy entry. Now right now, you have a free trial subscription to the DragonScan stock screener, and that includes daily stock pick videos. And at the end of your free trial period, you'll have the option to continue receiving full access to the screener, which will continue to include these daily stock pick videos as well. Look forward to sending you another video tomorrow. Have a great day.